We know you want to hear more of what Andrew and John have to say. Don't worry, we will. But first, let's hear what they got into earlier today on Kincaid and South Tunis.
I can't believe that I get to start the show on May 1st of 2026 by saying these three special words. Everybody, play the song!
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
Get excited.
I am excited.
Are you?
Yeah, well, yes, I am, John. Oh, my God. John Kincaid, the Sixers beat the Celtics last night.
Yes, they did. Yeah, they did.
106-93, forcing a Game 7, which will take place tomorrow night in Boston. And this is one of the craziest turn of events that I can remember. And look, you guys were the much better attitude, you and Connor, and I give you all the credit in the world.
By the way, we didn't predict this before you start throwing us bouquets.
No, right, but that's the thing. Like, you at least went in with a good attitude.
Went in with a great attitude.
I went in with this sucks. And I, once again, will add to the total. We'll be watching 3 more games than I expected. I thought this team was dead going into the playoffs.
There was a defensive effort last night like I haven't seen in a long time. It was awesome last night. This team has given you a ride. Whether they give you the ultimate payoff on Saturday night is another question. But I asked for one thing. Make me proud. I've never been more proud of a Sixers team in this recent window when they won a first-round series.
Now back to the show.
Oh, yeah, it's been a damn party. Sixers beat the Celtics last night. We'll relive it coming up in a few minutes to do the little montage from last night's events at the Xfinity Mobile Arena. It is a Friday with Fadul, Amy in studio with us. Don't forget, Ask Me AmyThing. Your questions for Amy Fadul when we close out the show, close out the week. Random questions. Doesn't have to be sports. Doesn't have to be give me your top 5s because those are always hard. You know, random questions
top
for Amy.
5.
Ask Me AmyThing comes your way.
Top 5 Amy things.
Toward the end of the show today. So text them in now. This is what I always ask. I ask you to text in your random questions. Ask me anything, but we call it Ask Me AmyThing. Text them in now, 610-632-0975. YouTube, I'll monitor during the segment. All right, don't forget, Matt Cord, the voice inside
who's
the Xfinity Mobile Arena.
Is he that retired guy?
He's going to be joining us coming up at 9:30. He's another guy that I'm very, very happy for, that he got to experience that last night, and hopefully he gets to do another round of it. That would be great. All right, Connor, what do we have on the Davis Honda text line? You can feel the Davis difference by checking them out in Burlington. We also have to update everybody on the poll today where we're asking people, if the Sixers win tomorrow, would this be the most surprising series victory that you remember? Because, man, the odds were totally against them. And the way the series played out, there was no way people thought after Game 4, when they went down 3-1, that they'd come back and win. Nobody thought that. Even the most diehard Sixers fan, we did not get a single text or call or voice memo or email.
Don't count them out yet.
No, we didn't get a single one because it looked horrific.
We didn't.
So this is an improbable turnaround. And yet here we are tomorrow night, 7:30 tip-off. What do we got on the text line?
So we have a voice memo here from Joe the Cynic who wants to talk. We were talking about our Saturday plans. Yes. Here's what he's got.
Good morning, fellas. Joe the Cynic. Saturday afternoon, get the fire pit going, have the Phillies on out back, and then throw some more wood on there and go double TVs for a long night of drinking, grilling, and watching some sports teams kick ass. Let's go.
That sounds good.
Yeah,
does sound good.
Joe's got
ready.
it figured out. He
2 TVs.
That sounds fun.
I follow him on Twitter. He posts, every time something's on the smoker, every time something's on the grill. There's always usually a glass.
He's a big smoker guy.
Yep. There's usually a glass of brown next to it, and I respect it. And
when does the brown stop for Joe? Does it stop like when the like around May? Or is this around the time when the brown liquor goes away?
He's a full year guy.
So he's a full year.
I could be a full year guy. Yeah.
Really?
I'm not a just wintertime guy.
Okay, so you're not. Okay.
Yeah. I'm in.
Are you a full year?
What do you think a mint julep's made out of?
Exactly.
All right, what else we got, Connor?
All right, so Sean Rodman, who cuts the voice memos in the back, just texted me and said, this one's the best one. We just got it. So we're going to hear from Paul from Atco here.
All right.
The Sixers came out and hit them hard, and Boston looked shell-shocked. Oh, my God. Playoff P is starting to hit his stride, and Maxey and VJ showed the pride. Everybody come in and join the fun. Because in Game 7, we're going to get the job done.
Yeah.
Clap your hands, everybody. Philadelphia 76ers. Let's go.
Can you play it? Can you play it? Thank you. All right, I appreciate man from Atco.
Riding.
This is my city.
I'm trying to be dominant. I love
Man, I'm trying to get down there.
I love that man.
How is that happening on my court?
I want him to win more than I want my Sixers fandom to.
You are just
Come on.
You
now.
are not alone.
You are so
I
sad.
have
I
a
love
great
that man.
girlfriend, Ashley Hall, used to work at NBC Sports Philadelphia. She is the biggest Joel. Her dog is named after Joel.
I love that.
She loves Joel Embiid so much. Every time he does something, she's the first person I think of. And so after Game 5, I texted her and she was like, "I'm almost in tears right now." She is so emotionally invested in Joel Embiid.
It's unbelievable.
It's my favorite thing about. Well, I love a lot of things about her, but every time I think about Joel Embiid, Ashley always comes.
I love
to
that
mind.
man.
She loves him so much.
Can I just say to these people, and I'll say it right to you because you're one of them.
I'm here.
That you realize you were more invested than he was for much of the career. So it's interesting.
That makes sense. You know why? Because I've been invested into the Philadelphia 76ers for 32 damn years, Johnny.
Exactly. You were invested into the dream.
Yes, I was.
And you know what? Hopefully that dream comes to reality tomorrow night because this is a Game 7, and I need to see Joel Embiid in a Game 7.
Hell yeah, man.
Because if I want to hear people tell me about he's an all-time Sixer great and all this stuff, there is a Game 7. And the all-time Sixer greats, the ones whose names are in the rafters, I can point to playoffs success. I can point to playoff where they led this team places, and I need to see it. And that starts tomorrow night. I need to see it tomorrow night.
Julius needed Moses. Maybe Embiid needed Paul George.
Guess what though? That's fine.
BJ
And by the way, tomorrow night, if Joel Embiid balls out and he doesn't get support, it's not on Joel Embiid.
Right.
It's not like you don't get to say, "Hey, Joel had a great game," and he gets betrayed because his teammates don't show up. But I need to see Joel Embiid play his A game, 7th game, because I'm never going to forget Game 6 and Game 7 with the Hawks and Game 6 and 7 with Boston. You can't come up small in the biggest moments if you want your name up in those rafters at the end, because I remember the players who were up in the rafters. And they all deserve to be there and they all had playoff moments.
Well, you mentioned Game 6 against Boston. We had one last night against Boston at the Xfinity Mobile Arena, and we get to relive it now with a little Sixers montage.
George gets it. He's guarded by Brown into Embiid. Turnaround fadeaway. Got it. Sixers on the board. Embiid already calling for a foul. They had a turnaround field goal. And the Sixers with the early two simply. Embiid is 2 of 6. Tatum with a pull-up three. Bang, it's good. Jason Tatum pours it in. And it's a 1-point game. Here's Embiid out top. He'll fire for 3. Garza gave him room. Embiid went 0 for 5 in Boston. Clean look there, and he parries a triple. Sixers in front by 1. 26-25. Brown with room. Brown has it knocked by Grimes. Goes up and lays it in. So the Sixers, VJ kind of taking off without a plan, and Keita rejected him. And Brown goes the other way and gets an under control layup. 46-40. Here's George. Corner 3 over Tatum. It's good. Paul George in the corner, fading, firing, and he got it from deep. A 3 makes it 49-40. Oubre with a 2-on-2. He's got Edgecombe. Bangs into Hauser. Almost lost the handle. Over to George. 3 by PJ. It's good. A triple by George. His 4th in the game. And the Sixers go up by 12. Embiid on the back down. Tatum comes to double on the back, and Oubre gets a jam. What a dish by Embiid. A behind-the-back bounce pass. Kelly Oubre from the right baseline gathered it and then dunked it. Brown down the lane. Brown rejected by the Sixers. Here comes the run out. George behind his back to BJ, and he slams it. Timeout Boston. What a game. Sixers 69. Boston 54. Are you kidding me? BJ Edgecombe slams it in. George driving it. Keita and Brown are there. He's doubled. He spins. He goes to Embiid. Embiid back to George. Reverse slam. Up and good. He turns. He scores it. Timeout. Joe Mazzulla. 88-65. Sixers looking to force a Game 7. Joel into the lane. Backing. Turning to VJ. Corner 3. Up and good. The Sixers are going to be heading to Boston. They lead 98-78. 5 minutes to go. And the crowd with a standing ovation, a sellout of over 19,000. Here's Oubre faking a 3, 4 to shoot, drives it, jams it on Luka, and that will seal the deal. 103-89. seconds to go. Maxey signaling to the crowd in Iversonian orchestral like a conductor at the orchestra. Let me hear you. Maxey makes the free throws and finishes off a 30-point game. The Boston Celtics dribble away the remaining time. Sixers win the game. The final 106-93, and there will be a Game 7.
That's how it sounded last night at 97.5. The Fanatic. Good job, Connor Thomas put that together. Tom McGinnis. Incredible, man. Incredible
McGinnis
work.
did the work. Connor put it together, but McGinnis did all that beautiful work.
Dude, the Are You Kidding Me? The vintage Are You Kidding Me?
See, I love
how it goes right into a Boston timeout, Joe Mazzulla.
Yeah. See, I love the what a game.
That's the best, man.
That's my favorite part is what a game.
He was fired up, and it's one of those guys. Another one of those guys that you're really happy for, right?
Well, he's such a he's a wonk for it all too.
Hell yeah, he is, man.
Like, he's a wonk for it all.
All right, Johnny.
Yes.
I wonder if you get the same amount of heat that I got.
I don't think I should, because there shouldn't be any big issue with this, but there seems to have been a big issue with it. You know, social media sometimes skews a discussion and makes it seem more dramatic than it really is. Now we have a star rookie coming to town. Your first round pick is coming to town to, come to a team, and they have to pick a number.
You're talking about Makai Lemon.
Yep.
Here was Makai Lemon yesterday. He was asked about what number he will have on the back of his jersey.
Have you settled on a jersey number?
Yeah, definitely settled on a jersey number. Definitely. It's going to be 9, number 9. Appreciate the Eagles, so much, and Nick Foles especially, to pass that number down, because I know he could have easily, kept that number to himself. Such a great player when he was here wearing that number 9, led him to the Super Bowl. So I appreciate him so much. I definitely cherish that, so much, and I represent the 9 well, wearing it, represented the team well. So I'm just super excited to get that number for sure.
So
great work on Makai Lemon's part.
So Johnny,
yeah,
in February of 2019,
okay,
little Andy. All right, this is pre-COVID.
Okay,
I was not married yet. I wasn't married till November of 2019.
So you're still a virgin?
Yes, I was not living in sin. JT Realmuto was signed by the Philadelphia Phillies.
Okay. What's that do with it?
And selected the number 10.
Mm-hmm.
And there was outrage because the last person to wear the number 10 was Dutch. Okay. And nobody had worn the number 10. And I remember seeing somebody complaining on social media. And I just brought it up. I was doing a weekend show, and I was just like, I think this is really cool that he's wearing, this is the next
he's a catcher.
This is the next big catcher. They traded a top prospect for this guy.
Mm-hmm.
This is I like this. And dude, the amount of lines lit up.
Okay.
You're young. You don't know what you're talking about.
Dutch died in 97.
No. Whoa.
No.
I worked with him in 2009.
No, 2000. No, what was it? 2006. What year?
12.
2012. I mean,
maybe I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
2007.
I was like, I definitely
12 or 13.
I was here. 12 or 13. 2017. August 6, 2017.
No, 2017.
Yeah,
12 or 13. I get where people had issue with it. I do. The Nick Foles thing, I think that, first of all, I would say this, and this is my rule. If I shouldn't be taking issue with something, if the person who is the person affected is not taking issue with it. That is my rule.
Because Nick Foles okayed it.
If Nick Foles okays something and says it's okay, why should I be outraged about something that the person that says it's okay?
There will be people that are upset
outraged.
that he even asked.
Well, that's right. That to me is sort of stupid.
I think the Dutchy thing is going to be a little bit different because of the way people revere the 93 team.
Yes. And I think it's a
And
unreal.
Darren Dalton is a guy that people listen, the Marlins brought him in at the end of his career because they thought he was the difference maker to win them a championship.
Leader of the clubhouse.
He is that guy.
And I think it worked.
And, they won a championship. It's hard to argue that fact. But that 93 team is so revered. And obviously he had passed away and they were the same position. It was like almost too perfect.
4 hours of I was getting
it's different. It's different than this Foles thing. And I will say this, and this is where I may get eviscerated by people. Nick Foles had a great moment here in Philadelphia. He did not have a great career here in Philadelphia.
27-2, bro.
He had a great career. No.
NFL record touchdown passes.
He had a great. No. He had a great.
My man's in Canton.
He would not. He had a great moment here in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I got you.
Good run.
He is not.
Really
he is not. Certainly not. Retire a number worthy.
Almost 2 moments if Alshon doesn't drop the ball.
Good point. Well, I remember
when
Bryce Harper got here, he couldn't wear his usual number, and he switched it.
Yeah, I mean,
and at the time they hadn't retired Halliday's
34
number.
was still available. That was Doc's number.
But he knew that was probably going to be happening. And even if it hadn't, they were going to grandfather him in.
And remember,
it was just going to be fine.
That. I took heat for that. We weren't working together with that.
No, we were not.
I didn't think Halliday's number should be retired myself. I didn't think that should have been a retired.
You bite your tongue.
That's ridiculous.
I don't. No. Wall of Fame, Roy Halladay, yeah.
Did you just shrug Wall of Fame for Roy Halladay? Did you just shrug that?
I did. I just
you
said
shrugged
no.
it.
No, I said you shrugged it.
You shrugged it.
No, I said
there was a shrug.
But I'm saying
absolutely
let's stay to
the
the discussion that we're having. But I said I think that
I just watched the shrug.
Too many things are given. There's no way Nick Foles should have his jersey retired. None.
There's some way.
No.
I mean,
no.
I'm not calling for it, but if they did it,
if they retired his number, I would have been totally fine.
People would have been like, that's fine. Let's go.
There are greater all-time Eagles who do not have their jerseys retired.
Where's their ring?
So they do not have their jerseys retired. And Carson Wentz did 70% of the heavy lifting, 75% arguably, to get that team to its ring. You had to win 2 home games because of Carson Wentz.
Well, we'll retire 11-2 once AJ.
And you don't want to retire. Like, I mean, it's too much. It's too much. And I know people are very sentimental.
I'll be excited for that ceremony.
If Nick doesn't have
the 11.
If Nick doesn't have a problem with it,
yeah,
nobody else should have a problem.
To be clear, I don't have a problem with it. Clearly, I didn't have a problem with JT Realmuto picking the number 10. I just know that I got destroyed, and I wonder if you will feel the same wrath.
You
today.
must have just been.
I just think it was the recency because he had just passed. It's the reverence with which Dutch was held and is held here in Philadelphia, coupled with the 93 team, and the fact that I think because he was a catcher, like that made it seem like it was a really cool thing, but it was almost like
I thought it was a cool homage. Like
me too. I was like, hey, he's a catcher. I was like,
by
really
the way,
good catcher.
I hated it.
Oh, so you do hate it?
No, I hated it that Dutch's number went to JT Realmuto. I hated it.
They both got to the World Series.
I hated it with the heat of it. No, when it happened. I'm saying is when it happened, I hated it.
Do you still hate it now? Do you look?
I look at it and I see Dutch Dalton.
Yeah,
I will always see Dutch.
You still see number 10 Daltons around.
Yes.
Like I don't think it's that.
Yeah.
To me, like the number.
Well, the Phillies don't retire numbers unless a Hall of Famer, and Dutch is not going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so, I feel like there's a certain amount of reverence, and I appreciate that. But maybe it's just because it's like, all right.
I also loved Realmuto with the Marlins. Like I was the guy that was saying
PCIB for a long time.
Trade Sixto Sanchez. Well, you guys, shocker. I was trade the prospects
and plus
for a proven player.
Plus, I'll never look at JT Realmuto the way I look at Darren Dalton.
JT Realmuto might go down as the greatest catcher in Phillies franchise
Dalton,
history.
The ultimate.
Chooch is the greatest catcher in Phillies history.
Chooch is awesome.
If the Phillies end up winning a World Series, JT Realmuto could go. He's in conversation.
He absolutely is.
JT Realmuto is going to be in Hall of Fame conversations. I don't think he should be in it.
I don't think he's going to get.
But he's going to be in conversations.
Well, a lot of players make conversations. He's not going to the Hall of Fame. I don't believe he's a Hall of Fame player. I really don't.
I just wonder how it's the position value. Look, Jimmy Rollins should be in the Hall of Fame.
Jimmy Rollins should be in the Hall of Fame, and I believe it's some blasphemy to some. I believe Jimmy Rollins should be a Hall of Famer. If you're telling me Jimmy Rollins or Chase Utley's going to the Hall of Fame, I think Jimmy Rollins should be the guy that goes to the Hall of Fame. But people are like, well, Chase is the one who's easily going, and I'm like, I don't get that because I watched. I don't understand it.
Yeah,
And
I got you.
But you realize the numbers for JT are much better than Dutch's.
I understand. I
Yeah, like,
absolutely
like-
understand.
like,
it.
it's-
I will never look at him, and I believe.
Right, but I
believe
the point
Phillies
is he's not a
fans-
better catcher.
No, I got you. I believe Phillies fans are never
he's
going
revered.
to look.
No.
People who have been longtime Phillies fans are never going to look at JT Realmuto the way that they look at Dutch Dalton.
Well, no, they would never because that's not who he is.
He's not endearing. First of all, the man's not endearing. He's not. He doesn't. The Dutch Dalton was absolutely endearing to the Phillies fan base.
That
to
whole
this city.
'93 team was.
Yeah, they were.
Lenny Dykstra was endearing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People still talk about
There's
Lenny
no
Dykstra.
connection. There's no connection.
I'll just say one thing to get it back to the Makai Lemon real quick. You can wear 9, but the one problem I have with it, you better be good.
Yeah, good point.
Well, why would you have a problem with it? Are you assuming that he's not going to be?
I think he's going to be. Just say, if you're going to take Nick Foles' number, you better be good.
Or are you going to give it right back?
So should he not take it?
That's on him. If he wants it, you better
should.
be good.
That's his number. He should wear it.
Come on, Lemon.
All right, coming up next, we will be joined in studio by the in-arena voice of the Philadelphia 76ers, our friend from down the hall. How about it? Our man Matt Cord joins us in studio. Coming up next, it is Kincaid and Sal Tunis on this Friday with Fadul here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Kincaid and Sal Tunis, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
It is 9:30 here on Kincaid and Sal Tunis, 97.5 The Fanatic. It's a Friday with Fadul. We got Ask Me AmyThing coming up in about 20 minutes. So send in your questions, 610-632-0975. I've already jotted down the few that have been sent in on YouTube. Obviously, today's been a damn party. Sixers beat the Celtics last night, 106-93. They force a Game 7, Boston Garden tomorrow night, 7:30 tip-off. Listen live here on The Fanatic. And at 8 o'clock, it's Flyers puck drop against the Canes. So a crazy Saturday night ahead. But one of the best things about yesterday, Johnny, that we've been talking about a lot this morning, as we've been enjoying this ride for both now, the Sixers and the Flyers, has been a lot of the special people that have been able to enjoy it as well. Tim Saunders with the Flyers, being able to see him do the play-by-play for this Flyers team. Jim Jackson, who we talked to yesterday. It had been 6 years since they played in the playoffs, 8 years since it's been on home ice. We gave you the stat today that it's been the first time since 2012 that we will see both in the same year the Sixers and Flyers play in the month of May. It's been a long time since the city's been buzzing like this. And Amy, when you came in, we talked about how it's been a while since there's been real Sixers buzz in the building.
Right.
Because last year sucked. And the year before that, there was Knicks fans that were it was
Yeah, the
really
best game was actually in the Garden.
Yeah.
Tyrese Maxey's game in the Garden was the best game of that series, to be honest. And then the Knicks fans came and took over. And
Is that the overtime game?
Yeah, where he yelled at
awesome.
So it's
Jon Stewart.
It's been some time.
So great.
But somebody that brought the energy, whether it was Allen Iverson or Arnett Moultrie, it didn't matter. Matt Cord brought the energy, and we're hoping that he gets to bring the energy more. But Matt Cord, last night, a special night for you. What's going on, man?
Tony Roten. Henry Sims.
Henry Sims is a great one.
Alexi Shved.
I would love to play Sporkle Process Edition with Matt Cord because he would dominate it.
I'm
He would
okay.
dominate it.
There's other people that come up to me. I'm like, oh, I forgot about him.
Can you give me a Luke Bahamute?
Luke Bahamute. He's the reason Joel Embiid got in the NBA.
That's right.
Yeah.
So,
good to see you guys. Sounded
Matt
great
brought to
today.
you by A Place for Mom.
Yeah.
Where all the retirees head.
Oh, stop.
I'm telling you. We're just looking on the...
So, you know the story when I announced my retirement, it was March 11th, and then I do my show down the hall in Pierre's studio. And when Pierre used to do the show, he keeps the door open. So I'm like, I'm going to do it exactly like Pierre. And the day after I announce it, Ricky Bowe comes walking by as I'm on the air and goes, "Quitter!" And keeps walking.
Yeah, of course he does.
That's great. So
He
Matt,
walked down there just for that purpose.
Oh, yeah.
Game 4 sucked. It was bad.
Oh, my gosh.
And there was a lot of sadness that could have been your last game because 3-1 in the series going to Boston after that performance and the way Embiid looked, you're thinking, all right, this could be it, which means that was it for you. How special was it? Forget the win right now that you got to do it again last night.
Yeah, well, Game 4, when all those Boston fans were yelling, "We want Boston," it was just like, and they seemed like there were way more fans at Game 4 than there were last night from Boston. Maybe because we shut them up because we played so well. I think maybe.
Agreed. They were like, I'm going to go ahead and sit this one out.
Those fans are sitting right behind me where I sit in the court. I wanted to punch them. I wanted to get out of my chair.
But it's one of my favorite things you do is when something good happens for the Sixers against the other team, you turn around.
Yeah.
And for people that don't know, he turns around and it'll be like, VJ Edgecombe, timeout, Joe Mazzulla.
Yeah, I did that a couple times last night.
It's the best.
Yeah, because I have the mic with the cord on it. I used to have a stationary mic, so now I'm like
so
Roger Daltrey. I can swing it.
He can say it right to their faces. It's the best thing you can see.
That's cool. Well, I'm glad he got to experience it again, and take us.
Glad we got to experience.
Right, we all got to, and take us through your night yesterday, because again. Hopefully they win tomorrow, and then you can do another series. But did you get any feeling of like this could be it, or are you just locked in?
Yeah, I don't even try to think of it that way anymore. Just because now I'm doing the intros on the court, so I'm a little more nervous. I'm doing the intros right at the players' bench now,
right?
Which is great because they took them full last night, which I loved.
Yeah,
I loved.
Yeah, Noah Eagle gave me a shout out.
It was so great.
Yeah,
yes,
but. So I'm really more nervous about that now because I'm like 5 feet away from the players. Like usually they don't see me. I don't see them. So it's like, they're like, who's this idiot? So I'm more worried about that. And then, I don't know if we're going to win or not. I mean, I always walk in and say we're going to win and we lose. I say we're going to lose, we're going to win. So everyone has that feeling.
So say that they're going to lose then.
But it was really neat. Like when I looked at my notes and I'm like, oh, we got the Flyers ringing the bell. We got Zegras and, who scored? Cam York, yeah. And then Porter Martone and Denver, they were all sitting there. So that was a kind of neat feeling.
What's different about this Sixers team that would maybe give you reason to think that tomorrow night could be a party?
Paul George is healthy. Joel looks healthy. Tyrese still has the problem with the hand, but he's playing out of his mind. VJ's still playing great. And I don't know. I just think that you got to give a big shout out to our coaching staff. I know Nick Nurse gets a lot of flack, but he kept these guys together. And putting Paul George on Jaylen Brown last night, it was a difference.
Yeah.
The whole coaching staff. I mean, Mike Longobardi, Brian Gates, Nico,
the defensive game plan that they came up with was huge.
Yeah.
I do have one quick question.
Yes, Amy.
Because I was so excited to watch the intros because I get to see them obviously all the time. It was great to see them on TV. I noticed that PG changed it to Palmdale instead of Fresno.
He's been doing Palmdale, I think, the whole season.
The whole season?
Well, heck, he was out for.
That's why I forgot.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, because I know obviously Joel does Cameroon. Everybody else does their college.
Joel switched from Kansas to Cameroon a couple years ago.
Yeah, that was a couple years ago. And then maybe I just noticed it because maybe he did do it earlier in the season, but I didn't.
Yeah, and I switched it back to 7'2".
Yes, that's the guessing game.
For a while, it was 7 foot because they measured all the players like 3 years ago.
Yeah, because you had to
and
measure.
our PR guy's like, you got to say 7 foot. I'm like, well, he's 7.
Have to?
Well, I don't anymore, John.
There you go. That's
what I said.
My
You're
argument
not a
was
rule follower.
because I do NBA 2K, and I'm like, he's 7'2" in 2K.
Well, that's my favorite thing. Is they'll be like,
and 2 is so much cooler to say.
He's 7'1" and change without shoes. I'm like, well, does he play basketball in shoes?
Yeah.
Then give me 7'2".
Yeah.
He's 7'2".
Yeah. And if you take in his hair.
Listen, we've all had that interview. That's a full extension of your arm. That's a full extension of your arm.
To talk to him. All right.
What?
While we have you.
Yes.
You're
play the song.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. We will. You're doing the retirement tour at this point, Matty Cord. So now you got to get all the questions, right? I know Amy did some of your favorite introductions on NBC Sports Philadelphia.
That's right.
I want to get those, but what was like the hardest name for you to say, I can't mess this one up?
Well, Giannis
Antetokounmpo.
Yeah. But I tell the story when he was like a rookie. I went up to him pregame and I'm like, how do you say your name? And he was like, say after me, Antetokounmpo. And I'm like, no, try it again. And after a while, he goes, forget it. No one will know but me.
Oh, my God, really?
Yeah, wow. Yeah, and I got to see him the last regular season game. He was in town. He came up to me to borrow a pen. And I'm like, do you remember? He's like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah. And no one could still say it. Like,
That's
But
That's
yeah,
wild.
he was, I think, the hardest. There's a guy, Mishu Scalavelli or something. See, I can't even.
So, yeah, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a couple.
Mamu Kashvili?
Yeah, there you go. Thanks,
very
Amy.
good, Amy.
Good job by you.
Of course,
Played
Amy.
at Seton Hall.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite nickname that you gave a player, or at some point, whether you gave it or somebody else gave it, that you announced? Because you have the process, you have the beard, like some other ones.
Well, Cannonball.
Yeah, yeah.
And when Isaiah Cannon would hit a 3, it'd be Cannonball.
Dish from Ish.
Dish from Ish. Is
that
up
was
there.
awesome.
Yeah, or the Swish from Ish.
Swish from Ish. Not as often said.
Not as often said.
Now, is that necessary?
The process.
I mean, it's iconic.
It is iconic.
Because that was supposed to be Hans, I saw him at Made in America, and he hadn't played for 2 years. He was going to start, And I said, well, how do you want to say your name? He's like, my middle name, Hans. I'm like, okay, Joel Hans Embiid.
Yeah.
Great.
And then the first game he came out to me, he goes, no, I switched it to the process. I'm like,
So
what?
great.
Like, I'm going to get in trouble.
That's the very beginnings of the Trowell and Bede.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which I appreciate.
And then I didn't say it, and he kind of looked at me like, and then
We talked about this, Matt.
and
I wanted you to do this.
I went to our CEO, Scott O'Neill, and Scott's like, yeah, go for it.
That's awesome.
So,
Bring the energy. I love it.
What do you think best crowd pop? That, like, I know we're going many years here, and I'm sure maybe it has something to do with the 0-1 team, but like the best crowd pop where it was a time, like you time out whoever.
well, when we beat Milwaukee in Game 7 in 2001 to go to the finals, that was insane. Like, people stormed the court.
Yeah.
And, it was
Crazy to think about.
everybody was out there, and, there's little Bow Wow, there's the Beastie Boy. I mean, you name it, and the party went out all night, and that was pretty wild. Trying to think of other ones. There hasn't really been a lot.
Not recently,
lately.
certainly.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's
we
the
haven't-
moments, obviously.
Absolutely.
We haven't won in Game 7 since that Milwaukee series, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and you had 2 in that in that playoff
that was
run.
the last one.
Yeah, the Vince Carter one. He was there last night. And
Graduation
Yeah, I
day.
did see that.
graduation day. That's right.
Vince Carter.
Right.
They made that the whole story in the national broadcast.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. I know exactly where that spot is where he missed that 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Right in front of the bench.
All right. Can you do me a favor? Can I
Anything, Andrew.
Can I close my eyes and be 7 again? Can you just give me the 0-1 like starting lineup?
Well, I don't really have it in front of me. I can do a few of them off the top of my
Yeah,
head.
please.
Give us the big one.
6'8" from Georgia, number 33, Maine Jones.
Oh my God, dude. I got chills, dude.
6'5" from Temple, number 8, Aaron McKee. What was Mutombo? 7?
7 foot.
7 foot from Georgetown, number 55, Dikembe Mutombo. And finally, a 6-foot guard from Georgetown, number 3, Allen Iverson.
Dude, that's
Oh, my gosh.
God bless
Now,
him,
that
man.
is chills.
6'2" guard from
That is
Michigan.
chill.
Eric Snow. I forgot Eric.
Yeah.
Sorry, Eric.
East Snow. Sorry, East Snow.
Yeah.
That is chills, though.
If you don't get chill, like honestly, and I talked to Matt about this when he had his supposed last game. Thankfully, that wasn't true, but it was. Every kid does this in the backyard or in their blacktop or their driveway or at the recess. Everyone does it, and it's funny because for you, it's Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
For Shawnee, it's absolutely Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey.
Maxey.
Yeah.
They do it all the time. They do it all. He does it all the time with his friends, which I love.
Hey, also
My
there
favorite.
was Thaddeus Young.
Yeah.
Can I say
Andre Iguodala. Dollar.
See, I like that one. That to me is
That's the first name when we started using the Echo.
Yeah, that's one of the first
he was
ones that I was like,
the
that's-
original Echo.
Dawood on our YouTube chat. Can you give us a Jason Capono?
Jason Capoe, he was the 3-point shooter. Yeah,
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, He had like a fan section too. I think they wore
Of course
like
he did.
crowns or something. I forget.
Sure.
Yeah.
that fits.
Can I say to both of these guys here that for the people more in my age group, and it is the greatest compliment that I can give you, is that those of us who grew up with zinc, to follow on we grew up doing Dave Zinkoff impersonations.
Right, the doctor.
And to know now that my little cousins and all them do impersonations
Matt
of
Gord.
you is to me the greatest
Thank you, John.
compliment.
Yeah,
that I can
you
give.
literally followed
Is
a
that
legend.
Because
Well, I didn't follow him.
No,
Well,
but,
no, but I
you
mean, like,
didn't.
as far
You
as, like,
didn't.
people's
but the thing
minds.
is, in our minds in this
You did.
city,
Yeah.
but we all did zinc impersonations.
Oh, yeah.
Malone.
Yeah.
Alone. and all the, I mean, and then, but now my little cousins and everything, you're that guy for them.
Yeah.
And that to me,
thank you.
That's an amazing legacy. And you didn't. You made it your own. You didn't copy. You made it your own.
Yeah, and I didn't follow. Zink died Christmas Day, 1985.
Oh my gosh.
At the age of 75, so I was pretty much 10 years after. So,
right.
I mean,
was
thinking
amazing.
of following him right after that would have been really hard.
Sure. Well, you don't want to follow that.
No, exactly.
Yeah, there's a couple
but
of
every
suckers
time
before you.
Dr. J comes a lot.
Yeah.
I introduce him as my
Which I
Zink
love.
voice. Yeah. From the University of Massachusetts.
You have to.
Captain, yeah.
Because
You know
you
who
did
does
it
a
on the
great-
01 celebration one.
A great Zink off.
Who?
Tom Burgoyne.
Oh, yeah, Burgoyne does.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's actually like Bizarro where you think you're listening to a
close your
recording.
eyes. It's scary.
You think you're listening to a recording.
Yeah, and
Has
he'll
that
do it
Burgoyne
whenever
done
you're
anything
around
else
him.
here in town?
Nah,
Has
nothing.
that Burgoyne done anything
He's just
else
really
here in
good friends
town?
with the Fanatic.
Good friends with the Fanatic, yeah.
He is good
He's
friends.
a
write
big,
books with him.
big Allman Brothers fan.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you be?
Yeah.
Well, Maddie, look, we know that even though you're retiring from the Xfinity Mobile Arena and the Sixers, you
I was
have
like,
to
he
go
looks-
down the
he's got
hall.
a-
Hey, no,
He's like, I gotta go.
I got to cross over. Those guys don't finish till like 10:30.
What's the classic rock block today?
Okay, so here are my blocks today. This will
listen.
tell you how MMR is so eclectic. I have a block of the Pretenders.
Okay.
Followed by a block of Jethro Tull.
Nice.
Followed by a block of Five Finger Death Punch.
Wow.
Come on, is that
That's-
all over the place?
Yeah, I took a left turn and then a
I'm
right
giving away
turn.
tickets to see the Struts.
One of my favorite
Tune
things when you were at MGK still, I would see you in the hallway and it would be like 10 minutes would go by and I was like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Oh, well, Freebird's playing followed by Stairway to Heaven."
Freebird,
And I was like,
Stairway.
"Oh, so you had 17 minutes
Yeah,
to do
you
whatever
got a
the hell
snack,
you
Just put
want."
on
heat it up as
American
lunch.
Pie.
Back in the chain gang, going to leave that off, or is it going to
Is that what you want? I'll do the Chain Gang, yeah.
Chain gang's great.
All right.
Matty Cord, listen,
And
man.
if I-
83?
Any
We're
Five
set.
Finger Death Punch request?
83, maybe that?
Play all the
If I'm
hits.
doing age-wise?
Learning to
Right
Crawl.
around
Yeah,
there, right
yeah,
around
that's
there.
the record. Good job.
Congratulations
Thank
to
you,
an
guys.
incredible
Thank you
career.
for having me
Excited to
on.
hear you more.
For all the
Let's-
memories,
let's
dude.
keep this
Let's
going.
keep him
Keep it rolling.
working.
Right.
Hell yeah. We don't
Next
want him to
Friday will
retire
be
yet.
Game 3 at the Xfinity Mobile Arena against the Knicks. See you there.
Damn right.
Oh.
Matty Cord, everybody. Matty Cord. A lot of
There we
memories
go.
for a lot of people. All right, coming up next, we have Ask Me AmyThing to close out the week. Middays with March comes your way at 10 o'clock. The party continues here on The Fanatic.
Kincaid and Sal Chunas, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
9:50. Big shout out to our man Matt Cord who stopped by in studio because he works somewhere in this building. But he stopped by to talk about last night and relive some of the memories. And again, it's amazing. John, you brought up how you have nieces and nephews and cousins that are now pretending to be
They'll do that voice.
VJ
Yes.
for Edgecombe. Last night, my wife and I ate dinner out back, and I heard my neighbors, over the fence playing basketball, and I hear the kid doing VJ with the ball, 3, 2,
1.
and I'm going, man, that
awesome.
was me with Iverson.
Yeah.
And it's so cool to see, like, VJ Edgecombe's the beginning of a new generation for a lot of fans. There was that really beautiful picture that a Phillies fan posted that's now on a billboard of the kid hanging over the railing in a Painter jersey, and it was when Andrew Painter was warming up.
Yeah.
And I was like, that kid hopefully has that guy for the next 10 plus years. There's kids that are pretending to be VJ Edgecombe and will hopefully be able to do that for the next 10, 15 years.
Yes.
Like that's
the
cool.
one. Listen, last year was bad.
Mm-hmm.
Bad. So bad.
Really
24 wins bad.
How bad,
Horrible.
Amy? How bad, Abe? Really
Just
bad, really bad.
excruciatingly terrible. Silver lining is you were bad enough that you got the 3rd overall pick and you chose a player that fits perfectly with your team. That's not going to, it shouldn't go under reported. It shouldn't go unnoticed. It shouldn't go, unappreciated.
Yeah.
Because they didn't just draft anybody. You could have drafted somebody that was a decent player.
Right.
Drafted Ace Bailey like a lot of people wanted.
Ace Bailey is whoever a lot of people wanted.
Gross. Not me. But it's because I wanted Trey Johnson. I didn't think VJ Edgecombe would be there. I thought he was going to be second. But anyway, he's perfect for this team. He's perfect for the backcourt. He's perfect for the defense. He fits in so well. It's an exceptional pick for what this team needed, and you're seeing how everything's come together in Game 6 and Game 5, and it's remarkable. And let's not forget, Game 2 in Boston. That's the VJ game.
Absolutely. All right, we got to do it quickly. Time now for Ask Me AmyThing.
Now, It's time for
What else do you need to know?
Ask Me Anything.
Would you like to know more?
No. Ask Me AmyThing.
All right, Amy, I want to start with Andrew on YouTube because we have the Kentucky Derby. Have you ever worn one of the big hats?
Yes. I've attended it as a fan. And then obviously I also attended it when I worked in the great state of, and when I worked in Lexington, which is not Louisville. It's a completely different town.
Did they make you dress up?
They make you.
No, like did you have to wear
Make you.
a frilly outfit and wear
The
the big
outfit is
hat?
completely secondary. Completely
Okay.
secondary.
Did you have multiple big hats, or can you re-wear the big hat?
No, you don't re-wear the big hat.
Where do you buy the big hat?
I love this.
Is there a Derby store?
There's absolutely a hat store. There's also the internet, but there's hat stores all over the
How do
state
you
of
know
Kentucky.
you're going to show up at the event because you women worry about these things?
How do you know we're going to show up at the event?
No,
How do I know?
no, that somebody else isn't going to be wearing the same hat if you go to these
I
stores.
don't know. I don't.
See?
The
These are
hats.
the questions
The
we
hats
have.
are not. Their hats are very unique. For most of the hat stores, hats are very unique, and then people add their own things to the hats, feathers and whatnot. But most hats are very unique. You don't see if you go to an actual hat store, you don't see like 50 of the same hat. Certainly not in the state of Kentucky because they don't want that to happen. But your hat is your first option, and then you plan your outfit around there.
Connor, Davis on a text line. Questions for Amy?
Yeah, we'll be selling a one-of-one Amy Fadul signed Kentucky Derby hat in the Fanatic Pro Shop, by the way.
Probably
This
have one.
question from John in Tennessee says, Amy, rank these in order of most likely to happen. Phils win the division. Eagles make it to the Super Bowl. Flyers make it to the Stanley Cup. Sixers make it to the finals.
Ooh.
Wow.
Probably that order. I would say, I think that exact order. Phillies win the division, I think is still absolutely a possibility. I'm going to go with that as the number one.
All right,
sounds good.
What else?
This texter says, Amy, knowing that you have watched Joel Embiid his entire career, what do you think has been the biggest development in his game?
Passing out of the double team is absolutely the best. He has had, and some of them aren't even out of the double team anymore. He's just become such an adept passer. He had the behind the back. But passing out of the double team is a number one for him becoming the player that he's become.
It's why he's so good, because he's learned something new
And also
almost every year.
the free throws. The free throws are such an underrated part of
He
his
studied
game.
white guys.
He watched YouTube. He's the best big man free throw shooter ever.
I still remember when he said that.
He said, people are like, you did what? He's like, I watch white guys on YouTube. I mean,
that's just
I can
great.
watch Mr. Fix It on YouTube. It doesn't mean that I'm going to go ahead and put an
Embiid just
extension
goes,
on my house.
Yeah, I got this now.
I watch white guys.
And he's an incredible free throw shooter.
All right, Amy, you're the best.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
Everybody, have fun tomorrow. Again, I'll be on
it's
the
gonna be
air
awesome.
4 to 6
You're on
tomorrow.
4 to 6 tomorrow.
Connor's doing a Sunday morning special.
10 to 1. I got the reaction.
And it's going to be a fun reaction day for both teams.
Yes, it is.
Sixers,
So
Flyers.
for both, it's going to be fun?
Yes, Sixers and 7. Flyers take game 1. Let's go. Everybody have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Middays with Mark's next.